What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Radiovania episode number 32, your nerdy public radio for all things entertainment and pop culture. My name is Zach Rottello. Sitting across from me is John Swansong Parker.
We back.
Yeah, so first off, let's apologize to our always passionate, rampant community of, as of a few weeks ago, over 1,000 listens across all platforms. More if you include all the views on YouTube. But we've been taking some time off. It's been difficult with work, with school, with exams, and but never fear, we're still here to give you the news and the rundowns of everything that's been going on. So, how's the last month been for you, man?
It's been good. It's been crazy sprint to the finish, but yeah, it's over. We're both home now, so well, you got one more exam tomorrow.
Gotta wake up. So we gotta go see Rogue One tonight, which will be definitely the big topic of the show today. But tomorrow morning, gotta wake up and trudge into school and take that last. It's just a presentation, so I'm not.
What class?
Senior seminar. So
like capstone stuff.
Basically, yeah. So I have to give a portfolio presentation, which is just the most fun ever.
Yeah.
So sometime today I gotta find a little free time.
Throw that few of us in there in your portfolio?
I probably will. I'm actually gonna throw in, I was thinking about, for those of you that have watched any of the videos, I'm gonna throw in the video of the cheesy romantic video of you and Michael, the one that I shot for junior year school. I'm not really concerned about it, but, you know, it is. You're right. It has been a sprint. This last week has just been nuts with, like, exams every day and...
Yeah?
I even had a night exam. That was rough. Don't want to do that one again.
It's good to be done, though. Buckeyes are in the playoff.
Yeah, go Bucks. D1.
Yep. Be watching them on New Year's.
Yeah, so that's gonna be really exciting. Is New Year's is the next game, right?
That's New Year's Day. They're having the two semifinal playoff games. So Alabama will be playing Washington at 3:30, I think, and then Ohio State plays Clemson at 8:00 at night. So
Ohio
Michael and his parents, I think, are flying out for New Year's to go to that game because they've never been to a game before together. So that'll be cool.
That'll be fun.
I think he's the only one in our house that's going, though.
Going to the actual game.
Going to the game. Yeah.
Do you actually have to pay? Do you have to pay for tickets for that?
I think they bought tickets.
Really?
Yeah.
How much do you think those were?
I don't want to know.
Whew.
I don't want to know.
All right.
Filthy.
Well,
a filthy amount.
If you've never listened to an episode of Radiovania, you picked a hell of a one to show up on because we're going to run through basically we have a list of
month of November.
Yeah, we have a list of maybe 18 to 20 news items. We're going to go through bit by bit and determine whether or not they're deemed worthy to be on the news discussion list. If we only need to talk about them for 30 seconds, so be it. But usually we do two kinds of shows. We have the news-based shows, which we tried to do weekly. As you can see, it's been a while. And then we have our After Dark shows where we just get together and talk about nonsense. We're planning a few great ones for the Christmas break. It's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can get Austin James back. Hopefully we can get John Larson back. And if you're out there listening, we love both of you very, very much. So do you want to just jump right in?
Let's do it. Let's dive right on in.
First up on the news list from Vox.com, Kanye cancels the rest of his tour after rambling about Beyonce, the press, and Trump's genius. There will be no more St. Pablo tour dates in 2016. Now, it would be remiss if we didn't discuss a little bit of Kanye on our comeback episode of Radiovania.
Sure.
Did you hear about this?
I did.
So what were your thoughts on the whole situation?
He's an idiot.
Did you read the transcription of what he was saying and everything?
Yeah,
okay.
I did not. I'm not surprised. You know, I am surprised that he canceled the rest of his tour, but I mean, he does this kind of stuff all the time. I have a friend that saw him at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
And he said that he came out and sang Black Skinhead and then ranted for 40 minutes and then left. That's not a show.
No,
like, he's the worst showman ever.
Yeah.
Say what you want about his music, but his performances have never just, like, he's not a good performer because he's insane. As to the whole Trump thing, did you see what he tweeted out where Trump sent him the Man of the Year magazine?
Well, he went if you've been following on Twitter, the whole thing was that he went to a visit with Trump and his people, and he met with him to, I believe, you can go read Kanye's Twitter. It's heinous. One of the things was he was like he wants to discuss race relations, I think, and I was like, Kanye West and Donald Trump, president-elect, are discussing race relations, our country is screwed. We're so screwed if our president has agreed to meet and just take time to talk with Kanye West. But that's a whole nother thing.
That's a different talk for another time.
Yeah. But just ridiculous. I thought it'd be fun to bring it up just to say, I think.
So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Revenge of the Sith lines work every now and then.
Every now and then.
As a joke most of the time.
Kanye, I do love his music, and, Life of Pablo is not a bad album, but it's not a good album.
No, by no stretch of the means.
But he's made some great...
with it for a week.
He's made some great music, man. I mean, Watch the Throne, Graduation, even 808s,
Fantasy.
I mean, it's just like... It's sad to see him take this drastic of a turn, because I really do feel like he has officially fallen off the deep end.
Oh, yeah.
If he hadn't already been in the deep end. Like, he's fallen off the deeper end. Like, he's in... remember that town
he's in limbo in Inception.
Yeah, he's in limbo. He's on the third dream level.
Waiting to die alone.
All right, so we got some trailers to run up through here.
Filled with regret.
The Lego Batman movie trailer.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
They have too many trailers. I feel like I've seen a majority of the movie at this point, but really? I don't know how much is actually in the movie.
The only trailer I've watched was the main trailer. Have they been releasing more?
They've been releasing a lot of TV spots and stuff like that. So hopefully it doesn't get rid of all the jokes from the movie. But I remember a lot of the Lego movie TV spots when those came out, a majority of them were just made for being a TV spot.
Yeah.
So, but it looks really entertaining. Did you hear about Billy D is going to be in it?
Yeah, that was a new... Let me... Yeah.
Batman.
From Flickering Myth. Thank you for vamping. Billy D. Williams voicing Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie.
Reprising his role as Harvey Dent from the 1989 classic Batman, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson.
Joel Schumacher.
Isn't it disappointing that at one point he had signed on to play Two-Face in a further installment, but because Tim Burton's Batman Returns didn't pan out because Danny DeVito as the Penguin, that it died off, and then they decided to go Tommy Lee Jones and ruin it. So, but it's cool that he gets to step back in and kind of finish that.
I think it's really cool. I think the most disappointing thing to me about this is the movie's going to be hilarious. We know that. I mean, the Lego movie was great. It's going to be funny. It's probably not going to be as good as the Lego movie. I don't think there's any way it could be. I think the
creativity behind the Lego movie and the ingenious of it was just fantastic. But this will be entertaining. It will be better than Batman v Superman. So,
but hearing that Billy D was got to voice Two-Face, it almost made me wish that they really would have just said screw it and brought back the cast of the animated movie, because.
Oh, like Conroy?
Yeah, Conroy, Hamill, because I love... who voices Batman in this?
Will Arnett.
I love Will Arnett. Zach Galifianakis is
Michael
the Joker.
Cera, I think, is
Sarah's going to
Robin.
be funny as Robin, but I think it would have been a cooler
Ray
homage for
Fiennes
people
as
like us.
Alfred.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Oh, that's easily going to be the best casting in the whole movie is Ray Fiennes, because he is hilarious in that trailer alone. It's awesome. Can't wait. I love that man to death.
That would be cool. To take a comedy route, though, I don't think that they would necessarily do that. I'm still holding out for a good Batman animated series movie with those characters in it, or with those actors in it again. That's not Killing Joke.
That'd be awesome.
This was a minor disappointment, but that's,
half of that movie was good. Great. Even.
I would even go with 45%.
45%
is good. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it panned out as animated because of the art style.
The art style just didn't work for me.
Yeah. Would I like to see a sequel to Phantasm? Sure, that'd be good.
Have you heard anything about the Adam West animated movie that's coming out?
I've heard about it. I want to see it. So
when does it hit?
I think it's actually already came out.
It's already out?
I think so. It was a Fathom event thing, though.
Oh, really?
Like Killing Joke.
I thought they released it to DVD too.
Well, yeah, but I think it's it was only in theaters for one day type deal.
So next up, the trailer, Wonder Woman.
What'd
you think? DC resident expert John Parker.
Ooh, I don't know if I want that title now.
You're you know the most between the two of us.
Yeah,
Someone
I know.
has to be our expert.
It's sad because it means I get more disappointed from these movies. The trailer's fine. It's a lot of cool visuals. The movie looks gorgeous.
It's very shot beautifully.
Very stylistic, very, very good period piece.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a good story. That's the thing that they don't have, is all these things look cool. The way they make Henry Cavill fly as Superman in Man of Steel and BVS, is the best Superman I've ever seen on screen.
Those movies,
but then he
made...
opens his mouth and he's like, "No one stays good in this world," and he's like flies off really sad. And
those movies are made to be trailers. I mean, that's the whole thing with Zack Snyder is that we've seen this time and time again. Man of Steel I think it was a great movie, but those trailers were
because Man of Steel
fantastic.
has some emotionally compelling parts to it,
definitely.
Whereas Batman v Superman is like, what more can we throw into a wall?
Yeah, and the relatable characters, it's like at least Man of Steel had build up. I feel like Batman v Superman started and ended in the same.
What was going to be your
tone.
Emotional payoff was the Martha scene, which is now a meme. So nice going. It didn't work.
That's a great way to put it.
I still think Wonder Woman has potential to be good.
I think so,
but I don't want to get my hopes up too high because I did that for BVS and was let down. I did that for Suicide Squad and was let even further down. So
speaking of Suicide Squad, did you watch the extended edition?
I never want to watch that movie again.
Yeah, I saw it at Target. They were like had it on display, and it was just like
$10.
No, but it was just like stacked and stacked and stacked. And I took a photo, and I was like, "How to disappoint your family and friends on Christmas is get them Suicide Squad."
There's not a whole lot of redeeming qualities behind that.
Yeah, I wrote a few notes for Wonder Woman. Great visuals. I think it maybe looks like the most grounded of the DC movies so far terms of because at the beginning with the
no
Amazonians,
sky beams and stuff like that.
With the Amazonians, it looks like there's a significant amount of magic involved, which is obvious or whatever. But the war stuff looks great. The battlefield stuff looks fantastic, and I mean, I can't wait to see when that.
I think what this movie is really going to fall on the shoulders of, obviously, besides Gal Gadot's portrayal as Wonder Woman, which a lot of people already like, is the chemistry that she has with Chris Pine.
I like Chris Pine in the trailer.
I do too, and I think they look like they play off of each other really well. But that's a very important dynamic from the comic books, is the Diana and Steve Trevor dynamic.
Yeah. So, you know about that character, like.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he has I thought maybe there was that they created this character just for the movie.
No. He's been around for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my last note is I'm already concerned about the quote which is in the trailer, which says the war-ending weapons and explosions. Like there's a scene where a giant beam of light shoots up and covers a camp, and it's just like, no, stop, stop.
No more sky beams.
No more destroying the world, please. Yeah. Oh, Rabbit, settle down, dude.
Thumper. Cut the crap.
So John's got a pet rabbit, and he's chilling out.
It's not my pet. He's my mortal enemy.
He's my mortal enemy.
But yeah, I mean, come May, we'll find out.
Yeah.
So
we definitely will.
2017 is the year to end all years in terms of movies. I'm very excited.
So speaking of movies, we're going to see Star Wars tonight at Regal Cinemas. But from IGN.com, AMC is considering charging more for their blockbuster movie tickets. Ticket prices for high-profile Hollywood movies may soon rise as AMC Entertainment explores the possibility of variable ticketing pricing. According to The Hollywood Reporter, AMC CFO Craig Ramsey said the company is considering a more flexible price structure after its recent acquisition of Odeon and UCI Cinemas during a session at the blah, 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 blah. Quote, "We expect to learn a lot with what they've done. We think it will position us to start having those conversations about pricing opportunities in the U.S., end quote. So basically it's a lot of crap to say that they're thinking about charging more for movies that they know people will go to see. So a Star Wars ticket could cost $15.99 and a ticket to see La La Land will be $11.99.
Which is a shame.
I mean, it makes sense for a business that's dying. I mean, movie theaters are going more niche as it goes on. But the blockbusters are what makes them money. I mean, Regal saves up.
I feel like if you're going to do that, you got to sweeten the pot somehow, though.
I mean, a lot of theaters are doing that, though. Like, Regal just renovated all their seats to make sure that they're luxury, quote unquote, and
that's
they're doing
fine,
reservations.
But what I'm thinking more along the lines of is, like, if you're going to charge $15.99, then, like, it couldn't cost you a little bit extra to give everyone a poster. You know what I mean? Like a little poster.
That's true. That's, I mean,
like when we went and saw all those IMAX showings of The Force Awakens, so... Just so that you feel like you're getting something back besides going to see the movie.
That was a great call. Metagaming the whole movie structure, I think, is a really smart way for them to increase prices without actually increase sales without increasing profits. Increase profits without increasing the cost.
Yeah.
Which was, you saw Force Awakens 4 times in addition to your other times just to get those posters.
Yeah.
I think there are plenty of people out there just like you, and I think that is genius. And
have you seen the 3 Rogue One ones.
No, I didn't realize they were doing it with Rogue One.
Yeah,
Are
they
they
have
cool?
3 for the IMAX. Gorgeous.
I saw the IMAX one where it's like the triangle going down and it's all the characters, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that one?
So the miniature posters, like the Rogue One, like the Force Awakens ones, the one, I think it's the last one, is the one that I would consider getting. Like, I might consider getting all 3 depending on how much I like the movie. But
Yeah, we'll see.
This one, it's a silhouette of the Vader helmet, and then all the characters are inside with like the Death Star and stuff. So it looks pretty cool. We'll take a look at it after the show.
Yeah. So movies, reasonable prices. Next up on Star Wars, Emilia Clarke joins a Han Solo standalone film. So we got to give a big shout out. They announced this on November 18th. We were in Lehigh at the time. But I do want to give a big shout out to John Swansong Parker, who predicted this reaching out into the ethers of space and pulled out this prediction. And I thought he was dead wrong. And lo and behold, you were quite right. You should have made a drink bet over this one.
There's a couple things I should have made drink bets about, turns out.
So Han Solo will be joined by Emilia Clarke. Your original prediction was that I was saying that Donald Glover was going to be the second character. Now it's very apparent that Emilia Clarke will be that yin character to his yang. How do you feel about it?
I like it. I think it's a good idea. Lando is very, very much look forward to see. However, I don't know if you put him in too much of the movie, I think that takes away from the character's like mystery and stuff like that. So the big thing is having a really cool second character for Han to play off of that's not a Skywalker or somebody from the other movies, which is cool because this gives him the liberty to create somebody new, which I'm really excited about. We'll see how Emilia Clarke's acting chops play off, though. I heard she wasn't very good in Terminator as Sarah Connor.
Oh, I never even saw Terminator.
She's fine as Khaleesi, obviously, but that's because that is the role she was made to play.
Yeah, that's
and then there's this that other romantic movie that she was in recently I hadn't seen, but I heard she was good in that. So.
That's my exact concern, is that you were saying Khaleesi's the role that she was made to play, and I agree because that character is very stiff and rigid, and she shows little to no emotion hardly ever in that show, at least now, like in the first couple seasons.
In season 1, she did.
Definitely.
With Drogo.
Definitely, but now it's like she's just the same person, and I really don't like that character anymore, but... I mean, she has her ups and downs.
Her entourage is just stellar, though.
Yeah, it's stacked. It's stacked.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if she'll play that similar sort of rigid badass, or if she's going to be more fun, maybe a little bit more flirty.
I think it should be, and I don't know if it's going to be like this, if they're going to be like smuggling partners. I think it'd be a really interesting spin to have her play a female bounty hunter that's hunting him. And then you could do a Catch Me If You Can type of movie.
So you think she might be the villain?
That'd be kind of cool.
That's actually a smart idea.
So you do Catch Me If You Can where she's Tom Hanks and he's Leonardo DiCaprio. And then you run into Chewie and you run into Lando and maybe Jabba and like all this other stuff, as long as Jabba's a puppet.
If that's the case, then I definitely think Lando stays by Han the whole time. Or at least the majority of the movie.
Of the time. I think you're going to have to put Chewie in more than him.
I still think you need someone to talk to. You can't just have Han talking to Chewie the whole movie.
You might be right.
That joke's going to get old. Like, we all love that joke where Han understands, but the audience doesn't. But that doesn't work for a whole movie.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to be, like, hanging out and stuff? If like
Definitely.
They play a card game and he wins his ship, and you think they're still going to want to hang out after
There's
that?
got to be a scene where Han's in the one pod and then Lando's in the other one, and there's, like, the back and forth like Luke and Han. There has to be one of those scenes, you know? So I definitely...
What if the movie starts out, Lando's the captain of the Falcon and Han's his first mate instead?
I'd be fine with that.
And then eventually it's like a mutiny type, I win in a card game thing. Yeah, bad word maybe because I want them to be buds, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, it's exciting. We'll see what happens. I mean, you have to understand you have Miller and Lord writing this script, so this is not going to be a very serious movie whatsoever.
Don't think so,
so they're going to take it really fun, potentially like Guardians of the Galaxy fun, which could be very exciting.
And an interesting thing I was reading on Reddit, someone commented under the announcement of this under Emilia Clarke, and they were talking about the possibility of them flashing forward to show the birth of Kylo.
What?
I think you were talking about emotional drawing on the Han Solo movie. Like, how are they going to connect it to The Force Awakens? Do you think there's any possibility of them showing...
Well, this is my theory, is that my drink bet is still valid, and that Rey is Han's kid, but not Leia's kid, and then Rey is related to Emilia Clarke's character that Han had a thing back with a long time ago. But that's a really big stretch. That is a really big stretch. Because,
so you think Han had an affair?
Well, this wouldn't be an affair because he hadn't met Leia yet at the time of this movie. So this would just be like a long lost love, and then Rey is a descendant
she's
of
pregnant
Han.
for 30 years?
No. Like, that would be like... Oh, wait, you're right.
Yeah, the timing wouldn't work out. He would have to have an affair.
Never mind. I don't know. But you're saying you think that they'll include Kylo Ren at some point in this movie?
Thinking, what are the possibilities? I don't think that... I don't know if they're going to flash forward. I think it would be smart to have...
Does Harrison show up
Ford,
in this movie?
I think it would be smart to. Maybe.
Like pre-Force Awakens, Harrison Ford? Because, I mean, spoilers, he's dead.
So harsh. Yeah, definitely pre-Force Awakens.
Okay.
I'm thinking middle-aged Han Solo right when they have Kylo, because Kylo's like they said he's 23 or something like that in the movie.
Maybe a little older.
So 23 years before Force Awakens, Han.
I like to think of Kylo Ren being born like maybe no more than 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So I like to imagine him being late 20s by the time of the Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that happening now that you mention it. Lawrence Kasdan is writing this, and him and Harrison are kind of buds, so
we'll see.
We will see. I'm curious to see if, since Lord and Miller are writing this, is like if like actors like Will Forte and like Jason Sudeikis just like show up as like people in cantinas and stuff like that, since they're all like friends and stuff. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's a Star Wars fan, so like everyone wants to be in a Star Wars movie now that is in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Now the worry is after Rogue One, we'll see how we enjoy it. Critic reviews seem to be generally positive.
Yeah.
We have to sincerely consider the risk of them running it into the ground. But with the spacing of the movies, I think that I don't know. We'll see how the general opinion shifts. But I think Episode 8,
if it's good, then you're not going to mind it. Like, think about it. 3 Marvel movies come out every year, and majority of them are good.
It's usually 2.
It's been 3 lately, I feel like.
What was this year? Doctor Strange and
Civil War. Oh, they didn't have another one this year. The year before, they had Ultron and Ant-Man. And
so it's usually 2, right?
You might be right. I'm thinking of including an X-Men movie.
I don't include the X-Men movies.
Which this year they had 2. They had Deadpool.
They're rebooting that whole universe. So that's a new story.
I know, yeah.
So how do you feel about
Logan's
the
end of the Singer verse, and then they're going to move into the Deadpool verse.
I think it's stupid. It's a reaction to Apocalypse underperforming, but everybody likes that cast. Like, the cast is not the problem.
Well, they might keep the cast. That's what I'm saying.
No, but the rumor is that they're going to take out some of the cast and replace them and keep some of the cast.
The cast.
What are you doing?
No, but the cast that they're going to keep is the ones that you like.
Who knows, man? I think
McAvoy will stay.
I don't know,
he's not
man.
doing anything else.
I don't know if they're going to.
You're going to have to pay Fassbender. You're going to have to pay Fassbender a lot, but he'll keep doing it.
I don't
Lawrence
think they're going to pay him
a
lot, man.
Lawrence is gone. You bring Quicksilver back. Everyone likes Quicksilver. And Sophie Turner. Boom.
I don't think Lawrence comes back. I don't think Jennifer Lawrence comes back. I also don't think...
I don't want Jennifer Lawrence to come back. She's terrible.
Oh, yeah, she is awful. I bet Sophie Turner stays.
X-Men.
God, that movie just not very good.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
From IO9, we know who's playing Steppenwolf in the Justice League. Syrian Hines, the guy who played Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones, is playing Steppenwolf. How do you feel about this?
Is he playing him, or is he voicing a monster? Because remember, my prediction originally was the guy who plays Lord Denethor is voicing Darkseid, but like I didn't know if they're going to do like mocap with these big.
I would assume
guys.
He's doing mocap,
really,
and providing a voice.
Okay, I think he's cool. I think he's a good actor. So
I think it's interesting
as long as he talks about the wool. The winds are so cold it freezes your little prickle.
From slashfilm.com, Justice League will feature Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, right?
The story reads...
Someone from the Corps.
Quote, a member of the Green Lantern Corps will be seen in Justice League in a key sequence. end quote. It doesn't sound like this Green Lantern, whoever it turns out to be, will have a prominent part in the movie. Rather, it'll probably be something like the Flash cameos in Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, or maybe like Batman's small part in Suicide Squad.
Which Green Lantern do you think?
It's got to be Hal Jordan.
You think?
They got to introduce that. Well,
you think
I don't think they have
that?
to, but I think that they will.
It's we'll be 6 years removed from Ryan Reynolds by then as Green Lantern. I want Hal Jordan, but I think they're going to go John Stewart.
You think so?
Yeah.
So, that's what I mean. It's going to be one of those two people. It's going to be Hal Jordan. It's not going to be Sinestro.
Well, no. It's not going to be Kyle Rayner or Guy Gardner or any of those guys.
But I definitely think
Kilowog would be dope, though. Shouts out to Kilowog.
The big dude.
Yeah, dude, get him out there.
I don't think
that'd be awesome if Ben Affleck falls on his ass and then Kilowog's just like, oh, got you. He picks him up and you're just like, why are you here?
See, this is the thing, is I don't think that they've learned their lesson about how to do cameos yet, because they obviously didn't learn their lesson in Suicide Squad.
Well, think about it this way. Let's say I hadn't even mentioned anyone's name besides Hal Jordan. We go see Justice League next year. A Green Lantern shows up who's African American, who's played by Jamie Foxx, let's just say, for example. We watched the movie. You're not going to know what his name is unless they introduce the character. And they didn't introduce the Flash in Batman v Superman. They just expected you to know that. That's what I don't like about these DC films. It's like, you got to have a little bit of exposition. If you would have thrown Ant-Man in Civil War
without any context,
Ant-Man,
we would have... Who cared?
Yeah.
No one would have cared about that.
You got to do it right. Do it right. It's not that hard.
Do it, Jesus.
You have the money. Do it right.
They do have the money. They have the money to do a lot of stuff, but they keep
You're gonna make
up.
You're going to make a $50 million Kilowog CGI character who's going to show up, and I'm going to be really happy because I like Kilowog, but the casual superhero movie fans can be like, who's this guy? Like, what is he doing here?
Who's this guy?
Why is he green? What's he doing?
Beauty and the Beast official trailer.
Really good.
Yeah, you thought so?
Yeah, it's the shot-for-shot thing again.
I'm really not digging the character design of the Beast.
Digging it?
I don't like the Beast. Emma Watson looks fantastic.
Yeah.
The scenery looks fantastic.
Kevin Kline.
Costumes look great.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I just can't.
Ian McKellen as Cogsworth. That was awesome.
I just can't get behind their CG character designs. It doesn't look right for some reason to me. It just doesn't fit. And maybe that's just me, but like when the Beast...
It'll be different when they have that Lion King movie where there aren't any humans.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I already had a hard enough time getting behind, what was it? Jungle Book. Like
I still need to see that.
I just don't relate. I just can't relate to those characters primarily based on their voices. I hear the actors. I don't see those characters. And this is the same. I mean, the Beast looks like a video game cutscene. Like when he showed up out of frame, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It looks like something from Warcraft. Like look at this scene of him walking around the kitchen. That doesn't look real. Like
he's no Beorn, that's for sure.
No, I feel like this movie, and Disney would never do it because obviously they have to market to a wider audience. They have to market to kids, especially.
Yeah, make him scary.
But Del Toro, the guy that did Pan's Labyrinth, like they actually take time and make physical models of these characters that people get in the suits and walk around. I think that would have worked 10 times better than this. But, I mean, the movie's probably just, it's going to be fine, and people are going to come out of it saying, like, Emma Watson was so great. No one's going to care about Beast.
No. Well,
does anyone even know, like, who is playing that guy?
Dan Stevens.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know his name. Your boy Luke Evans is in this movie as Gaston.
That's right. He is Gaston.
Bard the Boatman.
Bard the Bowman.
I would kill the priest.
Luke Evans was one of those things where I was like, when Desolation of Smaug came out, I was like, he's going to be huge in 5 years. And no, that didn't pan out.
Well, he's in this now. So.
Yeah, well, he's doing this, that, and the other. But I thought he was going to be like...
You want to know why? I think him and Jude Law are the same person. Like, I get them confused all the time.
I just think he got typecast as, maybe. Like... He's playing basically the same person. Like, he's a loud villager, like, with a weapon. That's like, that's who he is.
Yeah. This one sings, though.
That's true.
No. Fights like that.
Like, you're like, no.
Fight.
Speaking of sings, that La La Land. Woo!
I'm especially good at expectorating. Like Gaston. It's a good one. You should go check out Beauty and the Beast. Also, they missed out on their 25th anniversary that we talked about by not releasing that movie this winter and releasing it next year instead. But ergo, Rogue One takes precedent.
Yeah,
so
no joke.
Actually, you could have put it where Moana was. And then
Moana?
put Moana. That new
Moana.
Hawaiian.
Have you?
I've seen it.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It's good.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen some things. Man.
It's good. Dwayne Johnson's really good.
You thought so?
Yeah.
What'd you think about the music?
Good, not enough.
Yeah, okay.
Not
That's
enough.
what I've been
There's
hearing,
like
too.
3 songs, but the music's good. It's a beautiful movie. The animation, they just keep getting better with.
Yeah.
Zootopia is still the better of the animated movies since Frozen.
Yeah. I think I still think I like Frozen better than Zootopia.
Frozen is a Disney movie.
That's a classic
Zootopia is
at
just
this
a movie
point.
that I like because I love buddy cop stuff. So
I feel like Moana just hasn't gotten. No one's talking about it. Like, and that just it makes me not want to see it because like I'm like I'll see it when it comes out
I
eventually,
would
but it's
just
not
wait until it comes
dragging
out.
me to
Yeah.
the theater.
I only saw it because I was outvoted 8-1 to go see Moana instead of Fantastic Beasts. So
Did you end up seeing Fantastic Beasts?
did.
What? So I saw it too. We got so much to talk about, man. There's like
know.
tons of things.
You want to talk about that right now?
Let's
do it.
we're on the Disney train, right? Doot, doot. Let's talk about some Fantastic
Let's head over
Beasts.
to Warner Brothers again.
Yeah. So how'd that Fantastic Beast treat you?
I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. Eddie Redmayne, awesome.
Yeah.
As Scamander or whatever. his
Scamander?
name- Scamander.
Which is
Salamander.
terrible name.
Yeah.
I don't like that name.
Scamander.
Newt Scamander. It doesn't flow like Harry Potter or Ron Weasley. It doesn't flow.
It felt very slow to me for a majority of it. It's weird. This is how I describe it to people who hadn't seen it yet. It's a hybrid of the Sorcerer's Stone and Deathly Hallows Part 1. And you mash them together. So like 10 minutes, you'll have a really happy-go-lucky Wizarding World stuff. They're playing with animals. They're discovering new magical
That's
things.
a good way of putting it.
And you're just like, wow, this is amazing. It's like...
I
if
remember
it's
this
like,
universe.
Yeah, it's like if George Lucas wasn't a bad writer and his creativity was shown, it's awesome. You know, and then the next minute you'll have like the stuff with like those Salem people, and it's like, wow, this is like
Really dark.
Deathly Hallows stuff, like the Three Brothers type thing. I think the reveal at the end, which should we spoil it real quick? Spoil it?
Spoilers for Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
Skip
if you
ahead
haven't
about
seen it.
45 to a minute because I want to talk about this
Yeah,
for a few
the
seconds. Yeah.
Grindelwald reveal at the
Yeah.
end, I thought was very weird.
I thought it was well done because I knew that Johnny Depp was going to be in this movie, but I
Yeah.
didn't know to what extent.
Right.
And
I was a
when
little
he
disappointed
ended
because
up
I like
being-
Colin Farrell.
I like Colin Farrell too, but which is surprising because I usually don't like Colin Farrell. And he actually...
You don't like Bullseye? Bullseye.
I wish that we could have a vine of that. I actually like Colin Farrell a lot in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, but first of all, they need to fix Johnny Depp's character design.
It looked awful.
It looked terrible. That stupid mustache looked like he
And
had
his
milk.
different-
It looked like he one of those got milk.
His
commercials.
different eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It didn't look great, but I liked the reveal because I was not expecting that to be. It was actually like that should have been more obvious to me. Like when that happened, I was like, "Huh, why didn't I see this coming?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why did I not see this happening?" But they surprised me with that. My problems with the movie were the pacing. I thought was weird.
That's what I was talking
The
about,
pacing
yeah.
is just weird. Also, I felt like
Oh, that's weird.
phone's
Anybody
going off.
got a landline still?
Sorry, we had to cut that out there. So the pacing I wasn't a huge fan of. Some of the visuals I actually think didn't look that great. I thought the ending looked great with the I'm also forgetting about the names of the thing. What was the thing? The
Obscurus.
The Obscurus. When it was
Which is
crawling
gonna
on the
be
wall, that was a huge like
Get
that was
a little Bloodborne vibe. From that
yeah,
thing?
definitely got some Bloodborne vibe. But it was like that was actually a really beautifully crafted, like looking digital effect. But then when they were in the monster house, when they were in the briefcase, I was like, "This is all just like phony, man. Like they're just like rubbing the air, and it didn't. None of the monsters look like particularly real." The only one that really did like kind of skirt the line was when they had the giant rhino chasing them through the park. And I do agree, like it was like for a second we're going to be romping around with fun music and we're going to be casting spells and like fitting this giant thing into a briefcase. And the next minute we're showing this girl all the happy moments in her life before she's swallowed by fire, which is one of the most disturbing things ever. And while I was watching that, I was like, this is a kid. I was like, this is horrifying. This is like one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
It like goes from being the kid-friendly Harry Potter movies from like the first 3 to being like the last couple that it's like maybe when you're in like high school you could watch these.
Well, the whole thing with Harry Potter is that you're supposed to grow up with those movies, and that's why our generation cares about it the most.
It just throws you in.
Yeah.
And it's expecting that you grew up with Harry Potter, so like this isn't going to bother you. But for a kid who's like 9, I don't know if that movie would go over very well, because a lot of what they're talking about is really confusing to a child, and it's a little scary at some points too. I heard an interesting theory, actually. This goes into more of the Obscurus stuff, that the backstory with Dumbledore and Grindelwald, which they talk about in the Deathly Hallows and stuff like that, the theory going out is that Dumbledore's sister is an Obscurus. And since Grindelwald's obsessed with Obscurus stuff, that's what it's going to dive into. So
interesting.
Who do you think they're going to get to play Dumbledore?
I don't know. I hope it's an unknown.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like some obvious choice like Patrick Stewart in a beard. Like I don't want
what
them
about,
to, I don't want them
because he's got
to
be about Johnny Depp's age, right?
Yeah. I just don't want them to take cheap shots at this movie. Like I thought Eddie Redmayne was already almost too much because I've seen him in other things.
Yeah.
Like I was happy with Kowalski was fantastic.
That was my favorite character.
Yeah, he's the best character in the movie because who knows that dude? Like if you've seen Hot Shots or whatever, he's in it, but like
he's in Fanboys too.
That's right. He is in Fanboys. I forgot about that. That's such a great movie. I haven't seen that in forever.
And Balls of Fury.
Balls of Fury. That's what I'm talking about. Not Hot Shots. But my biggest problem with the movie is that it didn't stick with me.
No.
Like all the Harry Potter movies, even the ones I don't like very much, like Half-Blood Prince, like have moments that stick with me, like the Snape thing and the Horcruxes and going to the cave with Dumbledore, like moments like that stick with me.
Yeah.
There was nothing particularly in this movie besides the moment with Kowalski in the rain and the reveal, and then that horrible scene in the death chamber that like really stuck with me. And those are all 3 really like kind of dark things.
Yeah. To me, this is a very much a scenario of this will be Captain America, the First Avenger, and then their Winter Soldier for their sequel will be better.
Yeah.
That's my theory. So we'll see though. But yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable. I wouldn't pay to go see it again in theaters. I'll probably buy it maybe when it comes out just because I like it enough to probably rewatch it. But God, I did not like Ezra Miller at all.
Oh, as whatever his name was? Credence?
Yeah, he does not make me excited for Barry Allen.
No, not at all. And I already don't like...
Am I too soon? I'm too soon. Bruce.
Dude.
Yeah.
Pass the Funyuns, dude.
Lois is the key.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Let's switch gears to Marvel for a second. What'd you think of the trailer?
Loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. The humor was great. Nothing else really kind of stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. I think they're saving a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'd like to celebrate for just a few seconds with a victory drink for totally calling that Keaton was going to play Vulture.
Yeah, good one. I thought it was going to be Norman Osborn.
So, do you think Osborn was in that trailer?
No.
No.
Not in the trailer.
Okay.
Will he be in the movie? Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
I also think Donald Glover's going to be in this movie. I still think he's going to be Miles Morales. I think they're going to merge into 2 Spider-Men at some point.
Spider-Man.
But he won't be Miles Morales Spider-Man for like 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah.
But his character might surface, like whether he works at the Bugle too or something like that.
Yeah.
But the only problem is that
theory.
Donald Glover's a little bit older than Tom Holland, so it would look weird.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I don't know. But he's on the cast list on IMDb if you look.
I wouldn't even say he's a little bit older. I'd say he's like a generation older. Like he's like 15 years older than him. He must be.
What I thought was interesting is that there's no Gwen or Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's just what's her
Liz
name?
Allen.
Liz Allen.
Which that's some deep cut Spider-Man stuff, right?
Really?
There. Like that's some '60s Spider-Man. Speaking of which, the webs under the arm.
What'd you
thing,
think about that?
Loved it. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, the suit and the way the eyes move and the way that Tom Holland plays him is fantastic.
So they're going for more of the Amazing Spider-Man powers. So it's
they're
they're
going Stan Lee, Steve Ditko Spider-Man.
He has spider senses.
Yep. He can climb on walls.
But he makes the webbing.
Yeah, he's got the web shooters, not the Tobey Maguire where he produces web somewhere in his body.
I like that better, to be honest with you.
I like the web shooter thing better.
I'm just such a fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
But
this is cool though. It's set in high school.
Yeah.
Keaton's gonna slay. It's gonna be the best Marvel villain since Loki because it's Keaton. So
yeah. That's a strong possibility. My worry is that he's not going to feature in it very much. Like, I'm worried that he's going to have his 15 minutes of glory. Here's what you do. It's going to be out.
You take Keaton, you run the Doc Ock route in Spider-Man 2. You play this villain to the fullest. Do not focus on any other villains. You can introduce Norman Osborn, but don't even delve into the Goblin stuff.
That's why the Tony Stark stuff is already worrying me. Like, Tony Stark and Spider-Man in Civil War was cool because it was so like contained, but it already worries me that he's got Tony Stark on phone.
Well, here's the deal:
hang out with anytime.
This is your first movie.
Yeah,
you're skipping the origin story. You need an Uncle Ben figure.
Oof.
Tony Stark is now Uncle Ben.
What if they kill Tony Stark off and make that like the Uncle Ben motivation?
You think Iron Man's gonna die in a Spider-Man movie?
No. But like down the road.
Oh, in Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That'd be
Tom Holland's like holding him.
Heavy.
Peter Parker's crying. He's holding Tony Stark.
That'd be some heavy stuff, man.
Oh man, I want that now.
Tony's got to go at some point.
Tony and Steve, they're both gonna.
I think Steve is gonna end up being like the Nick Fury. I think they kill off Nick Fury and they actually kill off Nick Fury.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then they let Captain America sort of be like the silent protagonist, like not silent protagonist, the silent figure, like in the chair, like saying like, Avengers do this.
Assemble, yeah.
Avengers assemble tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
There was also the news that he has a 6-film contract.
Holland
and Spider-Man Homecoming 2 release date set for July 5th, 2019.
Are they calling them all Spider-Man
I don't
Homecoming?
think so. I think it's going to have Spider-Man something else.
Spider-Man prom. Spider-Man senior prom.
Yeah, I think it's
Spider-Man graduation. Spider-Man freshman year of college. Yeah. Once they introduce Harry in the later movies, and then you wait long enough, you can bring your Green Goblin and you can bring your Dr. Octopus back because it'll be 10 to 15 years removed by then from the Tobey Maguire verse. Unfortunately, you're not removed from the horrendous Green Goblin of Amazing Spider-Man 2, but nobody remembers that anyway. So I'm curious to see who they get to play people like Gwen and people like Mary Jane when they do bring them in, and J. Jonah Jameson if they're going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm worried they're not going to touch him because J.K. Simmons was too good, that they're going to let Tony Stark be Uncle Ben and JJJ, so he's going to be like advice and critique in one person.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I think it would be...
Because now there's Jim Gordon, you're not going to get him back.
No, you're definitely... Well, I don't know. I want to hold out hope. Because everyone wants him back. Like, there's never been an actor with that much demand for a single role. Like, maybe Wolverine is Hugh Jackman, but...
I care. Get out. Shut up.
I don't know, man. He deserves to be in those movies.
He is perfectly cast.
Yeah. There needs to... I hope... The hopeful side of me of Hollywood says that somewhere out there's a contract where he signed where he was like, I love the Spider-Man universe. People love me as in the Spider-Man universe. I want to appease the fans.
I love money.
Oh, he loves it.
So Disney, throw me the money.
Really quickly, from the Wrap, Rami Malek and talks to stars Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie. And they're targeting Bryan Singer to direct.
Really?
Yes.
Is there going to be a big CGI blue guy in it?
I hope
everything they've built will fall. Yeah.
No. I just think that's I think obviously Rami Malek is going to start getting offers at the Yin Yang because he won Best Actor and at the Emmys. I love him personally. I think his role in Mr. Robot is just genius. I'm interested to see how he does as a more flamboyant sort of character because in Mr. Robot he's definitely like he plays a very specific human being, and for lack of spoiling, like I am interested to see how he transitions into a different sort of character. But I love that. I just love that him. So I'm excited to see what he does with it.
Yeah.
From comicbook.com, Josh Trank. Remember that guy?
Oh yeah.
Did Fantastic Four, ranted about the movie, ended up getting fired or whatever.
Yeah.
His canceled Star Wars movie was about Boba Fett.
Really?
Sometimes it's fun to look at what might have been canceled projects can lend an insight into the avenues a company is even willing to explore in the first place. The The film in question would have been the oft-rumored Boba Fett film, according to a report from EW buried in a feature about the upcoming films that are getting made. Originally, Trank was going to be brought up on stage for the Future Filmmakers panel at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim in 2015. In fact, as reporters and fans came to large panel, Trank's name was still on the giant image, advertised as coming alongside Gareth Edwards, director of Rogue One. So his pulling out of the project was extremely last minute, only just before they were going to officially reveal it. He reportedly left the project after the negative experience of Fantastic Four with Fox, which the director publicly derided on social media. So, interesting. One has to wonder if Boba Fett is still in the plans for them.
One has to wonder if Boba Fett needs a solo movie.
I would say probably not. But
why wouldn't you just put him in the Han Solo movie?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good call. I wonder if Boba Fett will
Here's
be
the
in
thing
the
about
Han Solo
Boba Fett.
movie.
Boba Fett is cool because no one knows anything about him.
Agreed.
Until Attack of the Clones ruin it. But the less he talks, the better. So having a solo movie about Boba Fett, I don't know if it'd pay out.
Yeah, I don't know. I also think Josh Trank is just not a very good director. I love Chronicle, but that movie's not very
that dude's gonna be
directorial.
That dude's going to be out of work for a little while.
Yeah,
I could take the Tim Miller route and direct a video game movie that has no chance. But
yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. So that was on the news list, but I ended up cutting that one off. But so we found out what Tim Miller's doing, and it's Sonic. Abort!
Clearly, Ryan Reynolds is more important.
Oh yeah,
than Tim Miller.
Please don't make a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Like, oh my god, that has no chance. Like, and if the rumor is true, where it's a CGI Sonic around real human beings like Sonic Adventure, that movie is going to be garbage.
That's like Pixels.
Yeah,
Sonic.
But we are totally gonna go get bombed and see that.
Are you gonna get Adam Sandler to be in it? Oh, it's Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's
Kevin James. Just go all in if you're going to do it that bad.
It's going to be terrible, man. I can't think of any universe in which Sonic the Hedgehog succeeds as a movie. Like, the only hope it has is if it's so bad that it's good. Like, it's so just horrendously awful that...
Like Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Like, well, but Spider-Man 3 is actually a good movie. It's just... That's another discussion.
We're the only people that like that movie.
No,
you know
we're
that,
not.
Right?
That's not true. There's plenty of people out there like us.
So good.
So great. Such a great movie. God. All right, we have one more pause there. Sorry, we had to insert that little cone of silence there. Perks of recording at home? Question mark.
Sure.
So the last trailer that John aptly remembered to remind me was Guardians.
Yeah.
So Guardians 2 had a full
Volume
trailer.
2.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Loved it.
Yeah. I don't think anyone has any worries about that movie.
Didn't reveal anything.
Yeah.
Just gets me really excited to be back in a movie with those characters. Shows you how much time and devotion that James Gunn puts into his writing and his characters and his directing. Rocket and Baby Groot interaction, fantastic.
Oh, Baby Groot's
Baby
gonna
Groot,
be
I told
steal
you,
the show, man. He's gonna
merchandise.
Steal the show.
He's gonna sell a lot. So you got BB-8, Olaf, and Baby Groot. Disney's set on plush animals for like forever.
For the rest of their lives.
The scene at the end with Drax and Chris Pratt and Gamora was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of stuff is just really awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
You didn't have to show Kurt Russell.
No,
you didn't
I'm
have to
glad
show
they did.
Sylvester Stallone.
Of course, they're going to show him
both
both of those characters whenever it gets to the
theatrical trailer.
Yeah. Speaking of Guardians, at the Game Awards this year, it was revealed that Telltale's Marvel game is Guardians of the Galaxy. So they had it in rumored a contract with Marvel to make a game. Telltale, obviously, the indie developer, not indie. I guess they're a major game dev at this point. They sell so many games, but they do the episodic series. It will be a 5-part episodic tale coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One and mobile devices in 2017. So there's a short teaser trailer. It was just kind of a tone piece, but I'm excited.
Me too.
I think that would be a great. I think that's a great.
I still need to play Batman.
I haven't played. I have played episode 1, loved it. Need to get through the rest. I've heard nothing but great things, and it has a platinum. So
Harvey Dent's in it now too, right?
Harvey Dent was in the first episode. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but like he's Two-Face now, is what I meant to say.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
the promo stills have been
Really?
on Twitter.
I'm trying to stay away from
courtesy of Troy Baker. So
courtesy of good old Troy B.
TB baby.
So at the beginning of the show, we had a little Super Mario thing because Super Mario runs out today. Costs $9.99.
Should have made a drink bet.
You can download the game for free. This is an interesting thing. And then once you're in the game, a one-time payment of $9.99 will grant unlimited access to each of the 3 modes in the release. So it looks like you download it, you get the demo version, and in-app you can spend money to get the full version in the app. You need to have iOS 8.0 or later to run the game. It will be released in 151 countries and regions. It supports English, Japanese, German, blah, 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 blah. I'm excited to get into it. Play it a little bit, try it out. I think I'm totally going to pay $10 for it. I think that if anyone deserves my money, it's Miyamoto and Nintendo. Maybe the Switch will deserve my money or not. We'll have to see when they start releasing specs. But it's charging $10 for a mobile game, which are usually $2 or less or free, says to me that they're actually, they put the time into making it good. So I hope it is.
Yeah.
This happened. That was a great way to start that off. I don't see a date on this, but earlier this month in November, it was announced that Nintendo is officially ending the production of the Wii U. So
sad.
Yeah, it's over.
It's done.
It's finished.
My dear Sam. Good.
They released the following statement.
Good riddance.
On November 10th. Quote, "We can confirm that as of today, all Wii U hardware that will be made available in the North America market for this fiscal year has already been shipped to our retail partners. We encourage anyone who wants Wii U to communicate with their preferred retail outlet to monitor availability." So get your Wii U's if you want them. There's still no price drop, so it still costs $249.99. Hashtag business decisions.
Yay.
There's also the rumor going around that there's going to be a Pokemon Sun and Moon for the Switch called Pokemon Stars.
Oh, interesting.
We'll see how that pans out. Still, we're going to hear...
She don't believe in shooting stars.
But she believes in Kangaskhan. So we'll hear more about Pokemon as we get later into it.
Yep.
I had to take a drink there.
Delicious.
From Gematsu.com, Final Fantasy 15 first day shipments of top 5 million, fastest selling title in the entire series. Shipped on Tuesday, November 9th. I've been playing it. It's good. I'm enjoying it. It's not the best in terms of storytelling so far, but 2 of my closest friends have already beaten it, and they said it's fantastic. The end game is great. The story gets really good towards the end. The gameplay is fantastic. The open world is really fun. I like the characters a lot. The banter is really fun between them. It's good for pick up and play because the mission, it's very Western, so it's kind of like Skyrim or whatever, where you just kind of get in, you do a couple quests, and you bounce. So it's fun. I'm enjoying my time with it. Since over our Radiovania break, I also replayed through all of Infinite, played through Bioshock 1 and 2, and Minerva's Den. I bought Overwatch, and I've been playing the Christmas update, which is a lot of fun. Downloaded Inside and started playing it. The guys that made Limbo. That's a fantastic game. I highly recommend it. It's very cheap. You can get it for like $15 on the store. It's fantastic. One of the most atmospheric games I've ever played. What else have I been playing? Have you been playing anything? Playing any video games?
So over our break, I finished Bioshock 2.
Oh, okay.
Started and finished it. And then I played The Last of Us 3 times to get all the rest of the story-based
How close
trophies.
are you to the platinum?
I have to do all the multiplayer stuff.
Okay.
And I don't have PS Plus right now, so I'm going to ask for it for Christmas. And then I'll knock those out. So I'm very close, like 68% or something like that. And then the rest is through multiplayer.
Sure.
But it was a rewarding experience. Also, I finally played Left Behind.
Oh, really? You had not played it before?
I had never played that.
That's cool. What did you think of the Left Behind then?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece of DLC. Yeah. I'm excited for, more.
Lost Legacy.
Yeah, Lost Legacy. So we'll get to that here in a sec.
Yep.
Overwatch won Game of the Year at the 2016 Game Awards. Also, other notable award winners. Best Family Game and Mobile Game went to Pokemon Go. Best Indie went to Inside. Best Multiplayer Game was Overwatch. Doom won the Best Action Game. Uncharted 4 won Best Narrative, and Nolan North won for Best Performance.
And he had a beautiful speech.
Great speech, especially with what all is going on with the video game voice actor strike, which
Naughty Dog,
I'd like to talk to you about that sometime.
I think Naughty Dog's like on the outside of that whole thing, you know.
I think they know how to treat their employees.
You're telling me.
But
yeah, they're all just like, yeah, I don't know what the next project is, but like I'm there. It's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, we talked about how Naughty Dog is like unparalleled with that.
No, they're the best developer in the industry, and people like to argue that Blizzard would be. I don't think they are. I don't think they've nailed storytelling yet. Their games are all fantastically built. Like Overwatch is such a finely tuned shooter, but they don't know how to tell a good story. Naughty Dog knows how to make a great looking game, play good, and tell an amazing story at the same time.
So good.
So
I brought Uncharted 4 back. I'm probably gonna play that again.
Oh yeah.
Over break.
I should lend you a few games so that you can play something different. You need to start broadening your horizon.
You know,
you got to talk about. We got something to talk about. You know.
Yeah, okay.
So let's talk about PSX.
Let's talk about it. I've been waiting the whole show for this.
PlayStation Experience was the 12th of December, I believe, and
that sounds right.
Yeah. So we're just run through all the announcements. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Yakuza 6 and Kiwami coming to the West in 2017. Sony then announced the first trailer was the Uncharted Lost Legacy, which opened up the show.
Hashtag Chloe. Hashtag Nadine.
Chloe
Lost.
and Nadine. What'd you think?
That was cool.
Yeah?
It's very, very grounded compared to Uncharted. Like, it looks like it's in, like, Syria or something like that, you know?
Definitely has, like, an Eastern sort of vibe.
Yeah, which I'm totally digging.
Yeah.
And also it's cool to see what Chloe was up to through all of Uncharted 4,
So you definitely think do you think this is going on
simultaneously
with Uncharted 4? I think it happens way earlier. I think this is like right after Uncharted 3 level prequel.
That'd be cool. Well, I mean, that would make sense with Nadine.
Young Chloe.
Yeah, and then you could potentially run into the Drakes and stuff like that, and that's how they all know each other.
So I have a few questions.
Sure.
How much do you think it's going to cost?
$20.
$20? I think it's probably going to be $25, so $24.99.
Okay. Do you buy it as a disc or do you have to download it?
I think it will be a download. Maybe they'll release it as a box, like a special edition or something like that.
4.
That's possible. They could do like a Game of the Year edition, Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. When do you think it's coming out?
Summer.
You think summer? I think they're going to try for spring, and it's most likely going to be delayed into summer. But
I'm thinking like May.
Yeah. That just sucks, though, because I want it now. Like, I want to...
Yeah, I want to play it before we go to Europe. I don't think we're going to get it.
Yeah, seriously.
It looks great, though.
It does look great. The demo was a little weird. It was slow. Like,
it was very slow.
I almost wish that it was cut in half. And
I almost wish it was just like a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Naughty Dog demos
also, we were completely wrong on our predictions.
Oh, totally
wrong.
It
was going to be.
I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be
the Pirates.
You thought you were going to be Pirates, and I thought it was going to be Sam and Sully after the events of the game.
So I'm excited to play it, but I am a little let down because I feel like they could do much more with Uncharted lore, and I'm sad to see that they went with this. Like, I think they could have done. I'm sure it's going to be fun, but man, I really don't care about Nadine and Chloe that much. Like, I like them.
As
fine
side characters.
Yeah, but I was really hoping for more Sully. I was really
You'll probably run into somebody.
I hope so.
There's someone's going to show up in it, you know.
New Marvel vs. Capcom coming in 2017. Looks great. Trailer was cool.
Yeah.
The Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy got its first trailer and gameplay. Looks great.
Yeah,
oh my, that game looks beautiful. Can't wait to see it.
That's going to be awesome.
Parappa the Rapper, Loco Roco, and Patapon are being remastered for the PS4. You can download the demo for Parappa the Rapper right now. I played it. It's fun. It's only like 5 minutes. It's just a tutorial, but those games are all three fantastic. I can't wait to play them again. Ace Combat 7 was there. Who cares? Knack 2 got a trailer. Oh my. I cannot believe they're actually making a second one. Gravity Rush 2 stuff, Gran Turismo Sport stuff, Ni no Kuni 2 made an appearance, looks great. Let It Die is now available for free on PS4. Haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. Vane got an extended trailer. Lara Croft Go was released on PS4 and Vita when the show went live. Can't wait to get into that again. Earn an easy plat. Starblood Arena is coming to PS4.
Have you played Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4 yet?
No, I haven't played it yet. I've heard it's great.
I really want to.
And I'm sure it'll be on sale over the holidays or whatever, so I'm sure I'll pick it up at some point. MLB The Show 17 gets a retro mode, so like the original PS1 version, which looks cool. Next Machina Death Machine is a top-down shooter that got a trailer. And then they ended the show with one more thing.
Just one little thing.
Just one more thing. I love how they do that. Like they're totally cognizant that that's like a total, like they've been doing that for
everyone's minds.
They've been doing that at E3 for as long as I've been watching, where they're like, "Thank you for joining us at this year's conference." Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, Uncharted 3. They do it over and over again. And it's the trailer opens with
Well, Zach, you didn't say what it is yet. What is it?
It's The Last of Us Part 2.
What? Is it? Is it The Last of Us Part 2?
What? Let's go. The trailer opened up with...
It's like the only thing that my life revolves around in terms of video games, so this is pretty exciting news for me.
Definitely. Trailer opens with like tones sort of stuff, decrepit environments, foresty
cars.
Then you see the Firefly logo on a stop sign, and that's when the crowd goes, and I'm just like, you're hearing shouts and screams. Yeah. So tell me what you think of the trailer.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really well done.
Good to see these characters again.
Yeah.
Song was amazingly performed. I'm assuming you watched the whole conference too.
Yeah.
So like, this has been around for a while, and they've had to keep it a secret, which props to you guys.
Naughty Dog hardly leaks anything. Like, it's very rare when Naughty Dog
Nolan North almost blew it for him. Dude, Neil Druckmann cares so much about it, and it's very exciting. Oh man,
yeah, it's
so much
great.
I could talk about. What do you want to start with?
Let's start with a news piece right here. So, from Kotaku on the 3rd of December, a source claims and so Sony and Naughty Dog have both confirmed a rumor that Bruce Straley is not directing The Last of Us 2. So, The Last of Us was Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, and now it looks like it's just Druckmann, or maybe he's brought on someone else to direct it with him.
Druckmann just did Uncharted by himself, though, right? Uncharted 4.
No, that was a pair too, because when Amy Hennig and her team left Naughty Dog, his team took over the project because they had already announced Uncharted 4 with Amy Hennig as the lead, and then there was drama in the studio. No one's actually sure what exactly happened there.
Yeah.
But then Straley and Druckmann picked up where they left off, and I'm interested to. That's a whole other story, but I'd be interested to see what Uncharted 4 was going to be when Hennig was involved.
I bet you there would have been some weird monster type thing in it.
It definitely would have been more
like the other games.
Fantastical, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Druckmann's like, no, ground this ish.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, Uncharted 4 is the best Uncharted 4, but it's also the least grandiose. It's definitely the most simple Uncharted. Like, not that many exciting things happen. There's only like
beautiful though.
It definitely is, but there's only like one big moment, which is the Madagascar car chase, truck flipping, tower falling. Yeah. Other than that, it's usually pretty simple moments.
Sword fight.
I thought the trailer for Last of Us Part 2. I also like the name. What do you think of the name?
Part 2?
Yeah.
Great.
I was so glad they didn't just do The Last of Us 2. I think Part 2 makes it sound like Godfather-y, which is cool.
Yeah.
Also leaves it open for a Part 3, which is interesting.
Yeah.
When The Last of Us was teased right before I bought the game, I went on lockdown before The Last of Us came out on PS3, and I was so excited to play it. And when I got home and I played it, for a whole weekend, I closed myself off and I tried to finish it as fast as I possibly could. And I was shocked that, spoilers for Last of Us, that no one dies. At least none of our main two. Well, neither of our main protagonists die.
I was going to say.
A big theory going around the internet right now is that Joel is dead.
Yeah, I've heard that theory.
Do you believe this theory?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think it's true. I don't think Joel's actually in this because...
You think it's the Joker in Arkham?
I don't think it's going to play that big of a role, but I definitely think that... I think what we're seeing right now is 2 or 3 hours into the game. I think the game opens up with Ellie and Joel going on some sort of trip, or they have to dies. And I think he dies, and that's why
she's such a waste of Troy Baker, though. You know.
But if he puts out a great performance in the first bit, because also they confirmed that you play as Ellie the whole game,
right? Which is fine.
Yeah,
but The Last of Us is about the two of them, and if you want it to be a trilogy, don't you think you would want the two of them to go at least all the way to the third act before one of them gets offed? You know?
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I think someone dies in this, and it's not Ellie.
I think Joel dies, but I don't think he's dead at the beginning of the game.
I don't think he's dead at the beginning either. I think he dies a good section in. Like
I would say not too closer to
3 hours, 4 hours.
You got to have a big emotional Empire payoff, and it's going to be at the end when he dies. It's going to be something like that. We'll see. We'll find out 3 years from now.
The other thing is that we have to think about new characters too, because there's no way that they can base this entire game just off Joel and Ellie.
But that's what the base of The Last of Us is that relationship.
It is, but now that that relationship has been now that the relationship was built, let's see it be fleshed out. But the other thing about, I don't agree with that, because like another big thing about The Last of Us was like the side characters, because I do feel, because there are the people like
Bill.
Like, yeah,
David.
like when you go to the different towns, these different seasons have different characters and different faces. Tess, absolutely.
No, I'm
It's
looking forward to all these new characters too. So
I just think it's really interesting because part of me almost wishes that The Last of Us stood on its own. I'm excited now that we know it's real. I'm excited to see what they do with it, and I trust Naughty Dog completely. They're my favorite developer. They're my favorite game makers. They make my favorite games. Not everything needs to have a sequel. I hope that The Last of Us 2 is. My worry is that if it's worse than the original, it's going to get a lot of flack. If it's better than the original, great.
yeah,
But if it's on par with the original, I think it's going to be fine. I think the most likely scenario is that it's just about as good as The Last of Us.
okay.
But
I have a different theory.
what do you think?
I think it's gonna be better.
You think so?
I don't know how, because we all know how much I love The Last of Us.
The Last of Us is just the best game of last generation.
It's so perfect, but I have a feeling that they're somehow going to top it with the second one. And I don't know how, but I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about the trailer for a little bit.
Yeah.
Ashley Johnson, great. Back as
Fantastic.
Ellie.
Also,
Ellie's aged 5 years. Looks very...
Yeah, shout out to Ashley Johnson right now because, what's his name? He just passed away. Alan Thicke. Alan Thicke was her dad in TV in her first, like in her debut television when she was on. I think it was Growing Pains. Must have been.
Yeah.
So shout out to her because right now I'm sure she's going through tough times. And R.I.P. to Alan Thicke. But So sorry. What were you saying about the trailer? You were just describing it.
She's aged 5 years. She's 19 now.
The character model looks great.
Playing the guitar, which means Joel taught her how to play guitar at some time between those 5 years. Did you notice that the window of the room is the window that's the loading screen in The Last of Us? That's interesting. You get to hear Troy Baker talk, which is gorgeous.
What you doing, kiddo?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. I wonder. See, that's the other reason why I think that he's probably
because they didn't show him.
Why didn't they show him? Like what?
Why do you need to? You just got to hear him say.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you're really gonna go through with this?
Yeah, I don't know. So obviously, there's no release date.
Nope.
Obviously, this game is in super early production. Like,
yeah, they're working on it now, though. So
yeah,
they're done with Lost Legacy, or at least close to done with it.
I'm assuming that they're close to done with Lost Legacy. I bet they have a little bit to go.
Take a guess. What's the release date? I got a guess.
My gut wants to say not next year E3. So not this coming E3, but next E3. So E3 2018, they announce a fall 2019 date, and that's get pushed to spring of 2020. I bet it comes out the spring of 2020. Yeah.
I was going to say holiday 2019. It's going to be the best Christmas ever. We get The Last of Us Part 2 and Star Wars Episode 9.
It just that's the other thing is that I'm glad.
Actually, wait, no. Yeah, Episode 9. Yeah.
I'm glad they showed the trailer because it was such a great conference and it was exciting for me personally as a huge PlayStation fan and as a Naughty Dog fan. But it just kind of sucks that now we have to wait so long. Like, I would have almost them just gone radio silent and then 2019 they're like, they show us this, and after that long of time we're like, and it's coming out this fall. Like, that would have been a huge deal, but obviously the industry works differently.
How far out did they drop the Uncharted 4 thing before Uncharted 4 came out?
So Uncharted 4 is an interesting one. I'm going to try to see if I can Google that. Vamp for a second.
Yeah, because, I mean, I know that they announced it. You know, they had that cinematic of him, like, in the water, and he gets up and, like, checks his gun, and then he's, like, walking into the woods, and you see the pirate in those, like, caged things that they hang from. But after that, it didn't come out for a long time. So, could have a case like that.
The first Uncharted 4 related video that I'm seeing looks like the teaser video where it was the Amy Hennig project, where it was just the map. Like, you remember this? Like, it's like the map and then Uncharted 4. Oh no, they didn't even have a title yet. It was just Uncharted PS4.
Yeah.
And that was November 14th, 2013.
See, 2 years.
14, 15, 16?
Oh wait, it came out this year. That's right. 3 years.
3 years.
So yeah, there you go. This is what kind of happened.
It's just, I just wish that's not how it worked, because
I know, but it's a video game.
It is. But movies do that too. I mean, like,
not Fast and Furious. Those things,
The Fate of the Furious.
What
a terrible title.
Pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm giving up on family.
That trailer is the most watched trailer. It had broke some record for the most watched trailer fastest or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's great. Did you see the Dunkirk trailer?
I did. Let's talk about that real quick. Man, it just keeps going on. So the last two things. Fate of the Furious.
Bad.
Yeah, who cares?
I'll go see it.
Dunkirk. What'd you think?
Complicated.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know about this movie. This is the first Nolan movie where I've seen the trailer and been like, I don't care. Do you
think it's because of the military thing?
I don't know if it's just because of the military thing, but there's no... What's the plot of this movie?
That's what I'm confused about, too.
What is going on in this movie? It can't just be a gritty movie about a battle. Cillian Murphy's character, when they got him onto the boats at the end where it's like the British flags are on them, I was like, cool, we're going to get some plot here, like some exposition, but then it just nothing.
Yeah.
What is gonna happen in this movie that makes me interested in it? And is there going to be a
One
twist?
Direction's going to get back together. That's
what makes you Dunkirk. So I just don't know, man. Like Inception, Memento, Interstellar. They all had trailers where I was like, this is going to be great.
Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises.
Prestige. I saw the trailers and I'm like, this is going to be fantastic. But Dunkirk, it was like, I saw that the teaser was almost better than this, where it's just like the siren and then they all duck.
Yeah.
Like
with the time click.
Yeah.
Also, is Tom Hardy the bad guy?
I don't,
because it looks like he's one of the bombers.
Yeah, the way that it's shot makes it look like he's shooting
this is what
soldiers.
it seems, because it seems really boring. The premise of the movie is these British soldiers are stuck on a beach and they're getting shot by a German plane and they can't leave. So that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. Cinematography looks great. Scenery looks great. I mean, Tom Hardy looks great.
Tom Hardy's in this movie. Gilderoy Lockhart's in this movie.
Gilderoy Lockhart is in this movie. What's that? Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah. Cillian Murphy. Sorry. Harry Styles. Michael Caine will show up at some point.
Yeah, at some point, yeah. I don't know. Like, that worries me. And I don't want to say, because I want directors and people that create art risks. To be able to feel like they can take risks and not conform to what people think about them is true.
Plus, he can't have a perfect streak forever.
No, he absolutely can't.
He's allowed to make a movie.
He hasn't had a perfect. Since. Did you ever see Insomnia?
No.
That's a Nolan movie that everyone forgets about because it's not very good.
With Robin Williams?
Maybe.
I
think he was in that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. That was before Memento, right?
That was after.
After?
Memento was his first.
Since The Prestige, though, he hasn't made a bad movie.
Oh, yeah. No, he hasn't.
Actually, since Batman Begins. Because it's Batman Begins, then The Prestige, and then The Dark Knight.
Then Inception, then Rises, and then Interstellar. Now Dunkirk. That's a great streak. That's a great streak of movies.
That's just you go and you make a 3-pointer and you go back and you play defense and then you come back and you make another one and you just keep doing that. Yeah.
My thing is
you're going to miss at some point.
Nolan movies only come out once every 2.5 to 3 years, right? 2.5 to 3 years. I don't, like I said, I don't want him to feel like he can't
take
risks. But there is something special about a Nolan movie.
Right.
Even the Batman movies, which are stories with A, B, and C plot points, like a first act, second act, third act. Even a movie about, like the movie about Prestige, where it's
so multi-layered.
These magicians, where it's like stage performers, ends in a way which has this sort of supernatural feel. I'm worried that Dunkirk is just going to be a war movie.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, there's been a lot of war movies. There's been a lot of Western movies. Some of them aren't necessarily paying off as much as you think they would. Like Fury was all right. I like it.
Hacksaw Ridge is supposed to be good.
Apparently. I haven't seen that.
I don't have any energy to go see.
The problem that I have to go see with these movies is like, because I do like war movies. I'm not in love with them like Michael is and stuff like that.
Shout out to Hardest.
Like if I watch Saving Private Ryan, I get queasy during it. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're very dense, and sometimes it's hard to watch something so brutal like that because it's too realistic, and it's I don't know. That's why I agree with you. I like the Nolan movies because they always have something special involved with it, and we'll see with this one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's also really early.
It is really early.
That is a very poorly cut teaser, in my opinion. So who
definitely,
knows? If they release a trailer where someone actually talks about what's going on, like they did with Interstellar, then maybe we'll change our mind.
That is a good point. Is that it is early, and so if there is some sort of bigger element to this movie, which I hope there is.
Loch Ness Monster.
It would. The whole thing is a kaiju movie. I just hope that it's there somewhere. I hope that the Nolan touch is there because I didn't see it in that trailer.
You know what would be really creepy?
What's that?
Halfway through the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio washes up on the beach.
And it's like
he's in limbo.
Dream.
Yeah. Waiting to die alone.
I don't... Yeah.
Filled with regret.
The Christopher Nolan cinematic universe.
Dunkirk, a.k.a. Inception 2.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Because Tom Hardy's in the plane. Yeah.
He's Eves.
He pulls up the plane. He's like, gotta dream a little bigger, darling. Yeah. All right. So before we close this one out, let's spend a little bit of time talking about Rogue One. We're seeing it tonight. Regal.
This is our pre-show.
Yeah, this will be our pre-show.
What time are we seeing it?
I don't know. I
think like 10:30.
I think it's either 10:30 or 11.
Yeah, it's not as late as...
It's going to be nice to not have to wait in line.
Yeah, we have reserved seats, so we can just walk up.
I was hesitant to board that train because one of the best parts about movie premieres to me, or at least in the past, has been like the experience with you guys going early, talking about it, waiting in line, saying hey to other fans, seeing people dressed up. But there is something nice now that we're all so busy and we all have so much stuff to do. Like just being able to walk in and like that'll be cool because we'll grab dinner and just hang out. Like that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
So
let's talk about this movie.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm not that excited.
I'm not. The hype isn't necessarily as there as it was for Rogue One. However, I still am.
You mean Episode 7?
Did I say?
You said Rogue One.
I said Rogue One. Yeah, I meant Force Awakens.
Yeah, a little closer to Mike.
I think that's because The Force Awakens was, the first Star Wars movie in 10 years, and you have Han Solo and Chewie, and you're reintroducing all of that. This one is them taking a leap of faith on a new type of Star Wars project. I am very excited, but I'm not as excited as I was for Force Awakens. Like when The Force Awakens, the trailer came out, I watched that thing like 4 times a day, every day, until the movie came out. Yeah. This one, I've seen a couple Rogue One trailers, but I haven't been like as well versed in everything where I'm just like reading about it every day.
I bounced out when they revealed the trailer with Mads Mikkelsen where you talked about her, because I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was a terrible trailer, not because it was like edited really well, but oh man, I did not want to know that. I did not want to know that at all, and now I'm like,
I've heard they're still holding a lot back.
I hope. I mean, they haven't revealed much about Vader, at least in the stuff that I've seen, and I hope
no one's revealed anything except that it's amazing.
God,
so
see, the more I think about it, the more excited I get. But like, I don't know, the atmosphere surrounding this movie has just not been
as Force Awakening,
and it's because it's not numbered, which sucks to say it, but like, this movie is gonna get. It has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
It's pretty good.
That's good. That's
certified fresh already.
Certified fresh, yeah. Tons of people are going to go see this movie. I wonder how this movie is going to do financially.
It's going to make big money. It's not going to make Force Awakens money.
No, I just wonder where it's going to land on the spectrum.
Like Captain America: Civil War money is my prediction.
You think so?
Yep.
I think it might even be not. I think it might just like
run of the mill. I think you're going to go see this. And you're going to be like. You might not know what's going on, but you got to go see Darth Vader, or you got to go see what happens with the Death Star, or something like that.
I think merchandising for this movie is going to be awesome, just because they have more to explore with, right?
A lot of new toys and new stormtroopers and stuff like that. Yeah,
lots of great Christmas gifts.
What I'm excited to do is to dive back into this this time period.
Yeah.
Because I like The Force Awakens a lot. I like the Resistance and the First Order, but I love me some Rebellion. I love the Rebel Alliance a lot. So I'm excited to see characters like Mon Mothma. Maybe Bail Organa will be in this movie, which would be really cool. What I'd be interested to see is if they bring the actor who is in the prequels to play Bail Organa in this movie, because that would be the first prequel tie we've had with these new Star Wars movies, because they have not touched on it at all. At all. So we'll see. But the girl that they have casted as Mon Mothma is the same girl who plays Mon Mothma in Revenge of the Sith, the deleted scene that was cut from the movie. You're making some
feedback with the...
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. This is essentially rubbing the table.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool to see, like, it looks like it... Like, the technology looks the same as it does in the original Star Wars movie, which is cool. So it's like, it's its own period piece movie, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
New worlds, new aliens. I'm excited to see Alan Tudyk as K2SO.
Yeah, definitely.
Alan Tudyk is my boy.
Alan Tudyk's awesome.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah,
also,
definitely.
I can't. His name is Diego Luna. His character. I think that's the actor's name. He's like the leading man behind.
Okay, yeah.
So
you still think that he turns?
Well,
was that not anymore?
No, not anymore. That was just like a really early on guess, but
okay,
yeah.
Did we have a drink bet about this movie about Darth Vader killing the cast or something like that?
We didn't have one. Do you want to make one?
Well, I don't know.
There's no sequels for this movie, so anyone can get off that's not in Star Wars.
The only thing I would make a drink bet about is Jyn Erso having some sort of connection to The Force Awakens and the new trilogy.
They've been lying about it then if they do.
Well, how can they say it without lying? You know, I mean, they have to put on a front.
Do you think she's Rey's mom?
That's the thing is I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I heard there's. I can see that totally.
I hear there's some big stuff in the climax that has not been spoiled at all. So I'm very excited to see what happens, but I don't know what it is. Whether it's Vader doing something, or if it's a connection to the other movies, or if Ewan McGregor shows up as Obi-Wan Kenobi or something. Like if they tease the Obi-Wan spinoff. Yeah, who knows? That's the thing is this isn't a saga movie, so there's no opening crawl, which means you could have post-credit scenes.
I hope. I don't know. I don't know what I want. That's the thing is I don't know what I want from this movie.
And this is gonna be weird because the movie.
I'm
worried that I'm not gonna like it as much because the movie's not gonna be scored by John Williams. So I don't know from a score standpoint if it's gonna sound different. And the guy who scores it is a composer I really like. It's Michael Giacchino, and he does Lost and Up and Inside Out and a lot of stuff. And he's great.
I mean, he's becoming the composer to be right now. I mean,
he scored The Lost World, or not The Lost World, Jurassic World. So, like, he's already stepped into a lot of John Williams themes, but I don't know. They
just announced that he was doing a pretty big score recently. I'm trying to figure out what it was here.
Michael Giacchino.
It's me, Michael Giacchino. No, I don't know.
Okay. Let's go through some quick yes or no questions. I'm going to ask you some questions.
All right.
Give me some yes or no answers.
Hit me.
Is Grand Moff Tarkin in this movie at some point?
Yes.
Not like as a character that plays a role, but you see him.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Is Emperor Palpatine in this movie?
Ooh. No.
No.
I'm going to say no.
Is Bail Organa in this movie?
Maybe.
Okay. Is Leia in this movie? Okay, good.
None of the...
What about R2-D2 or C-3PO?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about...
Oh, wait.
You sure? You sure they're not boarding the Tantive?
The thing is I don't know when it's going to end. I don't think they're going to end.
I think it's going to go right up to...
I don't think so.
I think it's going to go right up to Star Wars, dude. I think they're going to... Like, you won't see Leia, but I think you might see the droids getting on the Tantive 4.
I don't know.
Because here's how I think the movie ends.
Okay. Hit me.
And this is... If it doesn't like this, sorry for potentially spoiling for you, but this is just my guess. Movie ends on a hot note. Not like a happy-go-lucky ending. The movie ends with Vader pursuing the heroes, potentially killing a lot of them, and then setting out to chase after the blockade runner, and then leads right into where Star Wars starts. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be like, Lord Vader, go get the Death Star plans back. And he's like, yes, master. And he like gets on and stuff, you know.
Do you think there's a possibility? See, the way that I'm visualizing it, and I don't want it to happen this way, but the way that I'm seeing it ending actually is because I do think there's not going to be a scroll, but I do think that they're going to play some sort of Star Wars theme, like a recognizable theme. So
Empire theme.
Imagine the ending, right? Is exactly what you're saying. Go get the Death Star plans, and the last shot is Vader standing in front of the door while they're doing the thing around it, and then it cuts to black, and it's like, bah, bah, and the credits start rolling.
I don't think they'll do that, but that would be interesting. that would be bad.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not what I want.
He's waiting for them to cut this.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work, though, because a lot of stormtroopers go through first before he even walks in.
I don't think anyone would.
I would.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Continuity is a big deal for me with Star Wars. That's why the prequels make me mad sometimes.
That's true.
So I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I definitely think it ends on a hot note, like he said. I just don't know. Yeah. Oh, my friends. It ends on like some 21 Pilots song.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. Right. I am excited. I was, exaggerating when I said I wasn't excited. I'm just, my level of excitement is only in the moment. Like, I'm sure when we're all together and we're all talking about it, I'm going to be there. I'll be ready to rock and roll. But, I don't know. It's very curious, this movie. Very curious to see how it flows out. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, one more yes or no question.
Okay.
Will Alan Tudyk's performance be the best performance, even though he's a robot?
Yes.
You think he's going to be a standout?
No. I mean, honestly,
I think he's going to stand out more than any of the other Rogue One group will. I think Felicity Jones will be great, I'm sure. Diego Luna will be great, I'm sure. But like people like Donnie Yen's character and Forrest Whitaker's character, I think we're just going to be like passing fancies. Like,
they'll be there. They'll
like
be
an Owen. They'll be like an Owen Lars. Like him. He's got an action figure somewhere, but
he definitely has a Kenner toy.
Yep.
I think he'll definitely have the most comedic lines, and so people will come out of that movie being like, "Oh, the robot was cool," but what's his name?
K2SO.
K2SO.
All I know is I'm gonna want that Black Series figure after the movie. I got a feeling already.
What do you think they're gonna call him in the movie?
K2SO.
I don't think they're gonna call
just like SO.
SO. K2.
Maybe. K2.
K2 doesn't flow. SO sounds flows off the
tongue.
So this is a story all about.
I don't know, man, but like it looks so cool. Like there's little shots in the trailer of like an ATST walking down a street and stuff like that, and it's just like it gets me really excited to see all this stuff from the original trilogy again. And I think that's what I'm most excited for is like seeing a regular stormtrooper. And seeing AT-AT walkers on a beach, man, and seeing Darth Vader and whatever goodness he's going to be up to. Because God knows I cannot wait to hear James Earl Jones' smooth-ass voice just come across the screen.
Yeah.
The power of the dark side.
That is exciting. You forget about James Earl Jones.
He's 85, man.
Yeah, the legacy
this
he's
might
had
be
with
his
that
last Vader.
It definitely will be. Because I don't... They can't throw nostalgia at us all the time.
That's what I think.
Stop working.
That's what I think will be nice about Rogue One is that it's not going to have as much fan service as The Force Awakens did. So I think there's going to be more risk taking there, and it'll be a little different, which could be nice. It could be bad, and that's what we'll find out because like Phantom Menace was a lot more different than Return of the Jedi, and
we all know how that turned out.
Right. I don't think this will be like that, but
sure.
I've heard it's very dark, and I've heard it potentially should have been rated R based on the violence. So we'll see.
We'll definitely see indeed.
I don't think it'll be... You're not going to have people like Finn, who's cracking jokes the whole time, or BB-8, who's adorable. And
hey, BB-8, my buddy.
Yeah. No Poe Dameron.
Oh, no Poe. That is a sad thing, too, is because we're going to this movie, definitely we're excited, but...
We're really invested in these new characters.
I want to see what Poe's up to, man. I just want to hang out with him. I just want to see what he's doing. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, little buddy.
So what do you... Okay, so pre the movie, 20-point scale, what do you think it will be?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think it'll be?
I think the Rotten Tomatoes is probably pretty accurate. I think it'll land around an 8.5. Unless it does something really special that I just don't see...
It'll be like a medium-level original trilogy-esque Star Wars movie. On the Zach scale.
I think it'll...
this will be weird too. Is like after we see it, like, do you even want to rank it on the scale with the saga films, or do you just consider it its own like sister thing?
It'll be interesting when all 3 of the solo films are out, because then we can determine
the anthology.
Yeah, because then it's a question of, do we determine that these movies are part of this? They are. I mean, they're part of the universe. So I think
they're
that
not part of the saga. You know what I mean?
But by proxy, they're Star Wars movies.
True.
It's the same thing where it's like that Clone Wars movie was released. So you gotta. I mean, no one ever remembers it, but it's still there. I mean, it's a Star Wars movie that was released theatrically.
I hate that movie so much.
It exists.
It's terrible.
So
where they're getting Jabba the Hutt's baby. Come on.
I've never seen that.
You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, don't watch it, dude. It's bad.
Is it worse than an Ewoks Christmas or whatever?
I would rather watch Ewoks any day of the week. Yeah. Have you seen the Ewoks cartoon? I'd rather watch that, too.
No, I've never seen the cartoon.
Oh, dude, it's whack. There's, like, wizards and stuff like that, and it's crazy.
Boom, 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 boom. All right, so I think that's all.
Yeah, I think 8.5 to 9. Just because it's me.
8.5 to 9.
We'll see, though. We'll come back with our results.
Yeah.
And our boners after we see it.
Lordy.
The force is strong with this one.
And on that note, thank you for listening to episode 32 of Radiovania. This has been your Rogue One.
A Star Wars story.
Well, what should we do? Should we pause this, see Rogue One, then record a post show and just attach it to this, or should we do 2 episodes?
What do we have right now?
Hour 30.
Leave a little cliffhanger and make them come back.
Leave a little cliffhanger.
Yeah, I'll do the lost noise. Ready?
I'd like to end it there, but we have to say.
All right, plug the show.
Follow us on Twitter at I'm at Zachratello. John is at @DatJohnParker. Email the show at radiovaniashow@gmail.com. Go to radiovania.com and click the red subscribe button. Watch the videos, listen to our content. It really helps us out. The more videos you guys watch, the more videos we can make with that hot advertising money. And also, again, I wanted to point out, we said at the beginning of the show, but we just crossed 1,000 listens, and so each listen means a lot. I mean, it doesn't amount to PewDiePie or any of these giant YouTube stars, but it does mean something that we are getting somewhat of a response. So thank you guys, and we will see you back here in a little bit for your Rogue One post show. Is he going to end it now?